What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Shout out to all those beginner investors and traders out there. Y'all already know who it is, but if you don't, this is goodbye Ray Valentine. You done pulled up to the block market. This is hood money investing. If you're thinking this is Wall Street, you done made the wrong turn. Hop back in your Yugo, do a U-turn, because all the data analysis and technical analysis that you may be looking for, we don't do that over here. We deal with common sense and psychology. That's a lot of people that's jumping in and out of the market because they're looking to make money. They're not looking at the long-term benefits. They don't do any research or homework on the stock. They're just getting in because they feel like this is a good opportunity to make money. They will not take the time, not even 30 minutes out of the day, to do a little bit of homework on the stock that they are jumping into. And I think this is one of the reasons why the stock market is tanking, because there was a large pump into, the stock market and the crypto market based on these stimulus checks. And I think a lot of people heard about a lot of these so-called meme stocks, and they heard about crypto and they jumped in. And I think these big wigs, these establishments, these hedge funds, they knew that. And a lot of these people don't do just a little bit of research, and they don't understand that, once that money was put into the market, this bloodbath continued. And a lot of these people put in when some of these stocks were, pretty high, not too high, because the market has been tanking for about the last 2 months. But, that could have been an incentive for people to jump in thinking, hey, it would jump back up. I think the stimulus checks came out about a month ago or more, from as far as what I've been hearing on the social media platforms and stuff like that. So, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to take this time to do this video. Right now I'm checking out Riot Blockchain because, I want to see what's going on with the volume, see what's going on in the comments. As far as the news is concerned, everything is being manipulated. So at the moment, you just have to go off of common sense. And based on the psychology, like I said, people jumping in and out because they're trying to make money. A lot of people might have jumped in, say, like when Bitcoin was high, or, when certain cryptocurrencies were making a run, and they might have said, okay, well, I'm gonna put this amount of money into it, and then all of a sudden, we got these extreme pullbacks that they don't know nothing about because they weren't in the market, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. So they may not understand the pullbacks. And in my opinion, a pullback is just so that these establishments and these hedge funds can take large amounts of money. Yes, certain stocks end up recuperating and going back up, but that's a way for them to pay CEOs bonuses and things like that, in my opinion, after doing a little bit of research. And as far as crypto is concerned right now, everything that's going on with the SEC, it's no different than what's going on with AMC and GME and all these other stocks that's being shorted. Right now, we're just doing a waiting game, pretty much, from my observation and from the little bits and pieces of information that I'm coming across. Because with all the manipulation that's taking place in the stock market, in the news, in these blogs and everywhere else, you just can't be sure as far as what's taking place. I mean, they're saying that the market is going to crash. And I think that right there is also a scare tactic, something that they are using to, have people pump. Well, not have people, because people already did it based on a certain amount of based on certain stocks that started to run. They jumped in, lost a lot of money. So those hundreds of millions of dollars that they happen to pump into the economy for stimulus, they pretty much got it right back, or at least half of it, depending on how many people decided to jump into the stock market just to catch the wave. You see, and they're not really thinking about the long-term benefits of the stock and the things that take place in the stock market, as far as the dips, the crashes, and things like that. And me personally, like my opinion, because remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an investing guru. Remember, if you decide to jump into the stock market, you want to talk to a financial advisor, somebody that is a professional that knows what they're talking about. Me, this is my own personal opinion. Remember, this is the block market. I am a beginner, but I have common sense, and I am intelligent to a certain degree. And the truth of the matter is once I learned a certain amount about stocks, the only thing that I can see is that, they use certain terminology and they use a certain type of language. And that is what separates a lot of people from understanding what's going on. It's not that it's that hard to understand. When they start talking about EMA and they start talking about RSI and VWAP and all those things, the MACD, and just everything else, it'll start throwing people off, if they haven't been immersed in understanding this language, technicals, graphs, and things of that nature. And a lot of people haven't, and that's what keeps a lot of people out, because of the language. And once you start to understand a little bit of it, it's just like anything else, if you start to understand the patterns. I think that's the reason why I've become as successful as I have, is because I do pay attention to the charts, but I start to pay attention to the patterns more than anything. You have some stocks that may be doing good because of the season. You have some stocks that are just going to do good because they're blue chip. These stocks have been around for a long time. You have stocks that are going to, do good for the moment based on the hype and the way people feel about it at the moment. So you have to make your decisions based on not only the technicals, but more so the psychology, the innovation, the use cases, and things of that nature. That's the reason why a lot of people are screaming and arguing about Dogecoin and the use cases and things of that nature. But the truth of the matter, when it comes to Dogecoin, it's pretty much in the same lane as Bitcoin, because from what I know, it has no, it has no utility, just as well. Dogecoin doesn't as well. I think that's the reason why people are so excited about XRP and Ripple, is because of the cross-border payments, because you have like 80 banks or something like that are preparing to use cryptocurrency, and a lot of them are setting up their banks to use XRP or Ripple because of the utility, the use cases. Like when it comes to the cross-border payments and all these countries out here, these small countries that don't have like an economy, they don't have a way to outsource, and it's a lot going on with certain small countries, man. They can't get goods and services the way that other states, countries, and places can, so it's a lot going on out there, where XRP can bridge the gap and bring, people into like this new age of technology as far as spending, as far as commerce. So, and remember, I'm a beginner, so, I'm learning as much as possible. I don't know everything. I'm so far from knowing everything about CBDCs and how the blockchain fully operates, even though I know that the blockchain it sounds good, but it's still a way, in my opinion, to kind of track people. That's the reason why I think fiat isn't going to just disappear as fast as they think, because they make you feel like that the blockchain is this, magnificent creation that'll stop people from illegal transactions and stuff like that. But you still have to ask yourself who's controlling the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? So certain things can be changed. It's just based on who wrote the software and how they want to change it and whatever, So that, it's just, like I said, it's just a language that you don't understand. And, to some degree, I have, common sense will take you a long way. You know what I mean? Like they could try to make change the language as much as possible, but common sense, man, it just make you say, well, I mean, at the end of the day, who's controlling that? And when it comes to cash, it's fast. You get it done right then and there. If I want it right then and there, I can get it right then and there. So cash is going to be around for a minute, even though with all the money that they're pumping into the economy with this stimulus and the CARES Act and all that. That's not good because you have inflation and all those things that could take place, but it's just, in my opinion, that's why I say I deal with psychology. People aren't going to do anything but put that right back in the market. You have a lot of people that are becoming entrepreneurs. You have a lot of people that are finding out there, that they have a hustle from home as well as, being able to work. So, I think people are going to make more money and they're going to help stimulate the economy as well because people are becoming more mindful what to do with their money. So they're putting their money into business ventures that'll make them more money. And then people are more mindful of other people's businesses and don't mind helping out and spreading a little bit, of that wealth, of those riches just to help other people. So I think, regardless of what they think about what's going on with the economy, the inflation, how much money they're pumping into the economy, this is still not going to change the psychology of most people out there. It's only maybe 1% or 2% of the people on the planet, now no more than 5 that are really business minded, that are thinking for themselves, saying, I want to do this. Most people are okay with, doing something that they enjoy in a business world or a work world, as long as that they are compensated well enough for it. You see what I'm saying? There's people out here that's willing to work at McDonald's if they're getting paid $25, $30 an hour. You see what I'm saying? So that is just all about, the mindset of a person. And right now, even with cryptocurrency, there are a lot of people that think they're late getting in, but it's still there. This is still the beginning. I mean, 10 years ago, was like, or 12 years ago was just like the infancy. But right now we're at like the toddler stage. You know what I mean? Like that was just the fetal, stage of cryptocurrency 12 years ago, 13. I think it was no more than 15 years ago, but now, right now, we're in that infant toddler stage and it still has a lot more room to grow. So that's one of the reasons why I think AMC is being held up. I think that's the reason why GameStop is being held up, Ripple is being held up, XRP, Bath and Body Works. You have SOS Limited being shorted and being held up right now. And the stock market is being manipulated so heavy right now at the moment. I think is being done because they are trying to position themselves into these cryptos that are going to boom and this, that, and the third. And these establishments and hedge funds are going to make so much money that, I really don't think that it will be a problem if the squeeze happens or not. I mean, and even when it comes to GameStop, I think it's still going to be over $500 based on how Ryan Cohen is reconfiguring that whole, company. I just think that what they're doing and what Elon Musk has with the neural networking and everything that we, seen in movies, Johnny Mnemonic and Ready Player One and all these movies that we've seen, Inception and it's just so many different movies when it comes to, going into a 3D world or a 4D world or, and it's like reality and this, that, and the third. And I really believe technology is a lot more advanced than we believe. So it's just a lot of things that I think are going to take place, man, in the future with gaming. And gaming is becoming so big I mean, it's going to be, people are already have jobs in gaming, but I mean, it's going to become more common. Like people are going to, you like, yeah, okay, where you going to work? Yeah. And they're going to be going somewhere to play games on some VR headset, like the movie Gamer, I forget the guy's name, but where they like literally stepped inside of a zone and they can control people. And I know that might be a little bit far-fetched, but before you know it, everything that we do pretty much might be, beneficial in some sort of way in the digital space, because, you like with EFTs, for example, people can pay for digital art, digital videos and stuff like that. So, the things that you do on in the digital world, in that digital space, will start to probably generate revenue, because this is the world that we're going to. Even when it comes to like Ethereum, you think about the name Ether, they're just pulling, these coins, they're mining it, using the energy to like make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, but you have to understand that energy is being used, is pulling these coins out of, thin air, that the ether, the unknown, the digital space, that digital world, that digital universe, so they're building, pulling, using the energy to create these coins out of the ether, and it's just, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, man, especially with quantum and all that. And I know, like I said, a lot of you people may be like, yo, this guy is just rambling. Like I said, I'm a beginner still when it comes to crypto, and, still when it comes to swing trading and stocks and understanding, the technicals and all that. Even though I know those things can be manipulated, like I said, that's the reason why I go off common sense and psychology. And with all the people that don't understand or take the time to understand stocks and the crypto market, I know that there are going to be a lot of corrections. A lot of people are going to be scared away from the market, and I think that's what's going on at the moment. While they're talking about Bitcoin and it's going to keep going down, this has happened before. When Bitcoin reached about 60,000, it dropped down to about 54, 53,000, and then it happened to run back up maybe a month later, maybe a month and a half later, up to 64. So, or 63. So, I mean, this happens and it comes and goes, and you just have to be prepared and make the best decisions that you can. Remember, this is Hood Money Investing. You pulled up to the block market. I'm Kavai Ray Valentine. Check me out on Instagram, Kavai Ray Valentine. That's Kavai_Ray Valentine. KAV as in Victor, II_Ray Valentine. And just gonna keep on bringing it to you. Right now, I'm still in AMC GME, got more CTRM. Going to keep on up in my position up in this portfolio on SOS. And I'm just holding, man. I sold some NNDM, some GVO and BNGO, because I knew that this drop was taking place. I think BNGO will recover. Nano Dimensions, we will see, with all they had a lot of damn, I forget the name of it. Excuse me. Damn, oh my goodness, forgive me. But, this stock has been pulled back so many times that it's just been ridiculous, in the last like 4 or 5 months. They've had so many different stock, oh my goodness, sorry, I got a lot going on in my head right now at the moment. But everything right now is being pulled. That fuse cell was almost $30. Now it's back down to 9. Most of the blue chip stocks are doing well. All the stocks that people are into and that people that were trading certain stocks and stocks that were running and making power moves, all those stocks are pretty much being halted. We have the crypto being pulled back. We have stocks being pulled back. The stock market is being so heavily manipulated traded right now. It's ridiculous. But if anything really does take place with the new chairman and everything that's going on in the SEC, with all the dirt that's being swept under the rug over there, if anything happens, you know, we will see, you know, a run, especially with AMC. I mean, AMC, as you can see at the moment, is over $10. I mean, it's the short interest is like, it's like 30% or something like that. So, I mean, we can still see that these companies are being shorted, and they're doing a lot of stuff to manipulate these stocks. But, I mean, it's nothing we could do. The only thing we could do is wait for them to reconfigure whatever way to decide to, so that they can make money. I mean, these people have made so much money. They talk about us having like a $24 trillion like debt deficit or something like that. They'll be able to pay this off with these short squeezes, because a lot of these establishments, they are in, you know, cover calls, or, you know, in positions that if the stock was to squeeze, they'll make so much money, it'd be ridiculous. So they're playing both sides of the fence, a lot of these guys, as well as, you know, reconfiguring, so that, in my opinion, a retail investor does win, some of us, but they'll still be able to capitalize as much as possible. That's just my opinion. So, you know, with all that being said, like I said, it's Goodbye Ray Valentine, pulled up to the block market. We're going to see what's going on with this crypto, what's going on in the market, and keep on trying to keep each other posted, man. Any plays that you fellow beginner investors have, please lay them out there. Me personally, I'm checking out Wells Fargo. As you can see, I have a call for Riot, which was up, but right now this it runs with Bitcoin, so Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think. And right now, since Bitcoin is like up and down, it's choppy. It couldn't even break past 56. Even though yesterday, I think yesterday or the day before, it was like it went up to like 58, if I'm not mistaken. And it just came back down. So right now, it'll probably take a week or maybe a little bit more to get back up over 60. But I think it'll get back over 60. That's just my opinion. You know, Doge, I think it'll get back up over 30-something, 40. Because if Bitcoin can do it, so can Doge. You know, there's no real use cases for either one. They're both backed by the hype. Even though Bitcoin has, you know, the technology and and people trust in it because of, you know, the way that they can use it, is still, you know, a lot that, you know, from what I've heard and from what I've seen, that goes into even using Bitcoin, you know, as far as the speed and stuff like that, and the power it takes too much power, I mean, energy, and it's a lot, you know. That's the reason why, like I talked about XRP, you know, XRP is, from what I've read, the use cases and how it can be used is just magnificent. So, like I said, man, I'm just going to keep on learning as much as possible and still using my head. Please don't allow these people to get in your head and get you to, you know, FOMO and, you know, and before you know it, a year or 2, 3 years down the line, you will be in a better place. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think you'll make a lot of money. You know, just use your head. You know, this is the Block Market, so money investing, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Remember, follow me on IG. That's Goodbye_Ray Valentine. Keep on tuning in for my opinion and what's going on in the market, and you know, we're gonna keep on trying to get this money. I'm out here.
They out there panicking right now. I can feel it. They out there. They're panicking. Look at them.
Now, you're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy, are you, buddy? It's the free market. And you're part of it.
Something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. You got a minute?
After everything we've done for you.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put y'all in the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it. I won.
I lost. $1.
Thank you, Lewis.
After you.
Certainly.